Hey, we're live. This is the Alien Invasion podcast. We're kind of ass backwards this week. It is Thursday, January 23rd, 2013. Welcome to, what did I just say, 2013?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's a combination of 2014 and 2013. I just made a new number.
2013, nice.
In-between period. Transitional period.
Yeah. This is the Alien Invasion, number 93, temporarily living in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I've moved from Inver Grove Heights to Eagan, Minnesota. I'm Dave Olaf Nelson. Joining me this evening as always, from Wausau, Wisconsin, Brad, Sven Ludwig, and Anessa Marshmallow Moyens from Denton, Texas. How you guys doing?
Doing good, Dave. How are you?
Good. You guys like my baseball motif behind me?
Is that twin stuff?
Yeah, a little Tory Hunter action right there.
Ah.
Like that. I'm in my nephew's old room, so it's all his old stuff in here.
Makes
Kinda
sense.
weird. Yeah, but hey, I'm not complaining because I have a roof over my head. I'm not in a gutter.
And you can play darts at any time.
Yeah, he just looked at the dartboard in the background.
Darts, and that's a basketball hoop behind that, too. You open it up, and it's a basketball hoop.
Sweet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't even have to go outside to play the basketball.
I know. You wouldn't want to because it's cold as hell. Right, Brad?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. Check local listings.
Like where we are in the world, it's like the coldest it's been for years, and like tonight is the coldest, or last night was the coldest.
Don't call it a comeback.
It's been here for years.
Yeah, by the way, I saw Monday's forecast. Monday even colder, so yay.
What's the forecast for tonight?
Our temperature's warming up, actually. It's warming up overnight. I don't know about Brad. Come on.
I was just curious, because I know
cold.
when I was up in Wisconsin, it was like negative 27 or something.
It's cold and shitty with a 90% chance of it being colder and shittier.
And crappy.
So I was just curious.
Oh, hey, yeah, I suppose we're going to be hearing beep, beep. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Thanks for giving me more work.
Hey, you are welcome. I'm just going to swear right all through this mother effer.
SDFFSFS.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to make this
He's
the
just trying to keep you
bluest
occupied.
podcast we've ever done, yo. Bam. Tear it up.
Speaking of the podcast, let's explain why we're here today. This is the show where we talk about beings from elsewhere in the universe and their appearances in film, TV, video games, comic books, and real life. The show sectioned off into three areas: the news, the creature feature, that's the spotlight of a certain kind of alien, and our picks for the week. If you want to watch us live as we record the show, follow Galactic Netcast on Twitter. We're also on Facebook and Google+. And I forgot to put the link on the live page. So if you're on the live page, you're not watching this tonight. We also have the archived video at youtube.com/galacticnetcasts. So did you find out what?
It is currently 10 below, and with the wind, it feels like negative 27.
Oh, that's tropical.
That's Fahrenheit for our friends overseas, which, let's see.
Overseas and above us.
Mostly overseas.
Let's see, Fahrenheit to Celsius. So
Above
we've
us, they're
got
just laughing at us.
negative 27, which would be minus 32 Celsius currently for our friends that use metric.
I really got to learn that before I hear.
Technically, that's not metric. That's just Fahrenheit and Celsius.
What is it in Kelvin? Just kidding.
I'm not going to do Fahrenheit to Kelvin.
I got a great idea. You guys want to know what it is?
What?
It's this.
In the news. In the news!
Yeah, and Anessa, in the pre-show, you were excited about what you're about to talk about.
I was, because it just seems so random of a mixture of the two things. Like when you think NBA, what do you think about?
Overpriced athletes.
There you go. But when you
Marv
think
Albert.
NBA
Oh,
and
sorry.
overpriced athletes, do you think about aliens?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Be honest, Brad.
No. I mean, yes, I will be honest. The answer is no.
See, there you go. It's just such a random combination. GameZevo.com reviewed this Endless Runner, which was released for iOS about a week ago, and here's what they said about it. Well,
Okay,
first,
wait,
I will
wait,
give you
because-
the name of this Endless
Yeah.
Runner. It's pro basketball players take on aliens in NBA Rush. So NBA Rush is the name of the game, and you play as a basketball player, and you are basically trying to save the world, battling against these aliens. Invading
Brilliant.
Earth. So you're trying to stop this alien invasion.
Brilliant.
I know, it's crazy. And we're never really told why NBA stars would be the proper people to help fight off the aliens.
Well,
But
why
let me
not?
interject. Why not? Why not NBA players?
Why ask
Well,
why?
I'm thinking about it, and like, yeah, I would be okay with NBA players as long as they're not flop happy, trying to battle aliens because they've got the cardio thing down. They are able to jump like fairly well, distances if need be. Their aim's pretty good because they always have to aim for a small circle with a basketball. So I would think that they would actually be fairly good at helping to battle aliens because they have to aim, they have to run, they have to multitask. And what does that say, Brad?
I'm installing it on my Android.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, I can see, I guess, how basketball players would be pretty good. So yeah, it has controls very familiar to anyone who's ever played anything in this genre of endless runners. On your devices, Android, iOS. So you swipe to either side to switch lanes. You swipe up to jump, down to slide under certain obstacles. And you'll notice how the players keep his dribble going at all times. And the reason he does is because, after all, you wouldn't want to be called for traveling or double dribbling under these dire circumstances.
Yeah,
So
because
you have to have your priorities.
yeah, the referee calls a foul, and in that time, the aliens might catch up to you. And,
Exactly.
suck your brains out.
You don't want the aliens getting a 3-point shot. I got nothing. I'm obviously not a sports guy. Okay, I will shut up now. Thanks.
So, along the
ball.
way, players can pick up coins, but they can also try to defeat the aliens whenever possible. The ones on the ground can be defeated by jumping on them, which also gives you a boost to get on top of the otherwise unreachable places. Flying aliens are a little trickier, as you have to wait until you find a dunk icon to be able to smash their flying saucers with some seriously aggressive jams. Every defeated alien helps fill a meter, and when it's complete, you can double tap to tag in the next member of your 3-man squad. All players have specific traits that come in handy, and it's all pretty silly if you stop to think about it, but that's not to say NBA Rush is without its appeal. So I downloaded this game in the pre-show while we were chit-chatting and whatnot, and then I just totally got distracted because it is actually an entertaining game. You are playing as a basketball player, and you're running along, and you're swiping and whatnot, and you've got like these, they resemble the Greys because they've got the almond-shaped eyes, but they're a little on the green side, and they've got like these freaky-looking teeth. And the ones that are on the ground are in this machine that has like 3 rotating blades, and yeah, you do have to jump on it, and you like flip and like smash down on them, and then keep on running and dribbling the basketball like the entire time. These basketball players are awesome. And then when you hit it mentioned that there's like this big text that says dunk, and when you hit that, you basically jump and you're making a slam dunk, but you use your basketball to smash the crap out of the flying saucer. So it's actually a pretty entertaining game. Bit random, but it's entertaining. So there you go.
All right, I'm back. I'm back, by the way. I was gone for a while.
So
what did I miss? You guys talk about me while I was gone?
No,
I
just
just got done
NBA
talking about
Rush.
the story.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah.
So what do you give NBA Rush? What's your rating?
I don't know if I can really give it a rating because I played it for all of 30 seconds as I was getting familiar with the controls and whatnot. But
30-second rating. Initial
30-second
impressions.
rating,
Oh.
I would give it probably 3.5 out of 5. So
5 what?
entertaining, 5 stars, 5 jalapenos. I don't know, 5 UFOs,
5 slam dunks, yo.
5 slam
Yeah.
dunks, yo.
5 Grays slam dunks. You slam those Grays.
Out of 5 basketballs, I don't know.
All right. Way to go, Anessa. Thank you very much. Great story.
Woo!
All right. Let's move on to me. I've been waiting. I've been chomping at the bit. I've been very anxious to talk about this story. We almost
like
talked about
a
it
month.
last week. We kind of talked about it last week, sort of.
It was mentioned. It was referred to.
Yes.
That was about it.
All right, so here's the headline. Aliens exist, says Canada's former defense minister. Paul Hellyer went on Russia Today TV and declared not only do aliens exist, but they walk amongst us and are responsible for some of our modern technology, including the microchip, LED, and Kevlar. Dun, dun, dun.
Scary!
This sounds really familiar. Like, I think that there's been people that have made this claim before, right?
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
been the premise of movies and yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of
Books.
course, the whole claim of our technology being kind of harvested from alien technology, that's been around for a while too.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it's aliens, but it's
Wait.
aliens.
I'm not saying that it's aliens. Hang on. There we go. I'm not saying that it's aliens, but it's aliens. I got my hair pushed back, so it's kind of up like, what's his name?
Up.
What is that guy's name?
Giorgio Tsoukalos or something like that?
Aliens, dude! Ancient Aliens guy!
From
That's
Ancient
his name.
Aliens.
Yeah.
So
All right. So
that's like
in
the whole
the
premise
interview,
of the show.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be aliens? Because you're on a show called Ancient Aliens. Come on.
They were talking about like ancient immigration issues.
Really? What?
I don't know. Aliens, immigrants, illegales. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So in the interview on Russia TV, Hellyer said there are about 80 different species. 80 of them. And some of them look like us. Man, 80 different ones. That would be a lot of creature features if we could narrow down each 80 different species. But that's 80 shows.
It is.
I'm sure we've covered some of them so far.
It looks like it.
Yeah. For example,
The Nordics.
The Nordics. He mentions the Nordics. Or tall whites is the other name for them. He believes they are in cahoots. Anytime anybody uses the word cahoots, I love it.
I know, it makes me giggle every time it makes me guffaw whenever I hear it.
Apparently, the Nordics are in cahoots with the U.S. Air Force. They had a couple of their ladies dressed as nuns to go to Las Vegas to shop, and they weren't detected. That sounds good. Yeah. But you know what? That's not a true test, because it's Las Vegas. All right. You put them smack dab in the middle of the heartland, like somewhere up here in the upper Midwest. I think they might be detected. I'm just saying.
I don't know. This day and age, they could probably go unnoticed because everyone's really preoccupied with their cell phones.
That's true.
Or
Good
right
point.
now in Wisconsin, everybody's bundled up, as is Minnesota.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Good points.
Put on a
Good
Probably
point.
take it down to Texas, out in the country where people aren't like within cellular reception.
They need to be on a beach without cell reception. That's the true test right there.
Yep.
Okay. So, he said that these aliens would bestow upon us more technology, but our obnoxious behavior makes them feel that we don't deserve it. So basically, we're too much like childish to get the rest of their great technology that they could give us, but they won't.
Wah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Get our crap together, and we'll be in business.
Yeah. I guess we're not getting anything else from them
No.
anytime soon.
But we've got the possibility to. So maybe that should be a goal, right? Let's have peace. Let's make peace in the Middle East or wherever else, and stop polluting. Another possible thing that we could do to get this great technology, right? What else could we do as humans to strive to be better? Oh, less reality shows?
Yes.
God, that would be nice.
Although, totally off topic of aliens, but still reality show related. I noticed an article the other day that mentioned that the 16 and Pregnant show actually has helped reduce the number of teenage pregnancies in the U.S.
Wow, finally doing some good.
I think they canceled the show though, so I don't know. But yeah, they did a study and they noticed while it was airing that the number of teen pregnancies actually decreased over time. And
Because they were too busy.
they're
busy
thinking
watching
because they actually saw these people on MTV being ridiculous as, teenagers pregnant with kids, and they saw the issues that they were having, and they're like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want that to be me. So.
All right.
Well, thank God some good can be gotten out of reality TV.
The only reality show that I would watch if it were ever to be aired would be a new version of Battle of the Network Stars. And Brad, you may be familiar with that show.
Yeah.
Anessa, do you know what that is?
What was it?
Battle of the Network Stars.
No.
It's basically a bunch of TV and movie stars competing against each other in weird games. Like, kind of picture, what's that one? Wipeout. Picture Wipeout, but with celebrities. It's pretty much what it was. And it was more like team-oriented. Yeah.
Well, there's similar shows that'll have random celebrity episodes where they have them do weird challenges with a partner and whatnot for charities.
That's almost there. They just need to pull the trigger and just completely do an updated version of Battle of the Network Stars. That would be awesome. All right. Hey, we're not talking about aliens anymore, are we?
Nope.
No.
So, okay, I have one more question to ask you guys about this story. What do you think the validity of this guy is? Do you think this guy is on the up and up? Or do you think he's like, hey, I'm going to go on Russian TV and watch me totally be weird and make up the story about aliens? What
Or maybe he actually believes what he's saying.
Or
we don't know his state of mind.
Maybe there are actually aliens that live among us.
Maybe there was some ergot in the vodka he consumed in Russia.
Vodka.
There was something that I read though that he's been saying this story for years. Like I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyways, hey, you know what? We would love your opinion, not Anessa, or Brad.
Yeah, to hell with our opinions. We want to get the listeners, the people that actually sit through this.
I just asked you your opinion, and you gave it to me. So now it's the listeners' turn.
Oh, right? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm shutting up now.
Okay, that's okay. galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. That's our email address. Write us or talk to us on our voicemail, 805-328-3966. That's 805-328-3966. And leave a comment. Let us know if you think this guy's crazy, if you believe him. Do you believe that there's 80 different species of aliens walking amongst us? What do you think of this whole NBA Rush game? Have you played it? What do you think of it? Let us know with that feedback. Email galacticnetcast@gmail.com or voicemail 805-328-3966, and we will have your feedback at the end of the show. We actually have an email that we'll be reading here at the end, so something to look forward to. Okay, Brad, what do you got for us?
I'm going to start with a very, very important question.
I'm all
for the
ears.
both of you. For the both of you.
Okay.
Can you survive an alien invasion?
Oh, I would totally be dead.
I think I would have a better chance surviving at least a little bit longer during an alien invasion than a zombie apocalypse.
What do you
Okay.
think? Why? What's the difference? What?
Cardio. No, I guess it just really depends on how the aliens go about their invasion techniques. If they're just going to start bombing everything, or like setting down ships and then releasing a bunch of aliens to go find people and destroy them, or like what their methodologies are. So really it just depends on how they decide to go about invading Earth. If they're
Well, I
balls
think-
to the wall, or just plan it out and take their time.
Well, I think Brad's got a pretty good way of figuring out if you would be able to survive an alien invasion.
Absolutely. Because nothing could possibly go wrong from a place that's called nerdtests.com. And they have put together a 10-question quiz to help you figure out if you would come out on top in an alien invasion. So we're going to go over some of the quick questions that they have available to figure this out. Questions like, how would you prepare for an alien invasion before aliens arrive? Would you pack food, water, medicine, and first aid? Look into survivor books, shows, and other stuff more seriously? Prepare your weapons? Run! Go somewhere, anywhere! Except the fact that I'm going to die and enjoy the rest of my life? Or would you welcome the aliens in hopes that they were not hostile?
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna say
what would be your answer, Dave?
I'm gonna be optimistic and say welcome aliens and hope they're not hostile. That's my answer.
All right. Anessa?
I'm going to go with pack food, water, medicine, and first aid.
Girl after my own heart. That's how I would answer as well. So let's go to the last one of the last questions here.
Okay.
Who would you take with you? Nobody, go alone. My family. Everyone close to me. Just my close friends.
Everyone close to you? That could be a lot of people.
Find someone that you probably don't know and go. My pets.
See, the last two have their advantages because if it's somebody that you don't know, if they die, you eat them, right? And if
It
it's your-
depends on how they die, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, I mean, if it's like some toxic radioactive goop that the aliens spray them with, you're not going to eat it.
The Guten's goop.
If it's the Gutens, probably don't want to eat their goo.
No, you don't.
That was
So,
our pal name.
Was that all the choices, Brad?
For that particular question, yes.
Yeah.
So nobody go alone, my family, everyone close to me, just my close friends. Find someone that you probably don't know and go. My pets.
I'm going to say my family.
Anessa?
I'm going to have to go with family. Unless I'm down here, then probably go alone. I'm like, I don't know. Like, if I'm down here, maybe a couple of close friends. If I'm up there, then family.
Yeah, because you have a
But-
long,
'cause
you have
I
a long
mean-
way to go to get to your family, don't you?
Yeah, I've got like 7 hours to go to get to my family. So at that point, I'm just gonna be like, all right, you and you hop in the car. We're heading west out to like the middle of nowhere.
Good plan.
So, yep.
So there's a number of these. There's 10 in all,
Yeah, there's
actually.
10 questions.
Can we do one more just for the hell of it?
Absolutely. Okay. You see an alien harvester vessel sucking up trees and animals for biofuel and research. What do you do? Run! Don't let him see you! Hide and hope you don't get sucked up. Reminds me of a date I had once. Strap dead or dying bodies on a tree and hope the aliens suck it up and get infected by hostile Earth bacteria.
Actually, that's kind
there's
of a
a
good idea.
lot of moving parts on that question or on that answer. Strap an explosive on it and hope the aliens suck it up and explode. Grab weapons and get sucked up to kill the aliens on board.
I'm gonna go with the second to last one.
Strap an explosive on it?
Yeah.
See, I'm wondering where it is that I would get the explosives. I'm gonna have to say hide and hope you don't get sucked up.
Yeah, because you're depending on a lot there, right?
Right. You have to depend on the fact that you have an explosive. You have a way to detonate the explosive once it's out of your hands. And I think at that point, I would rather just hide, hope I don't get sucked up, and then I can tell other people what's going on, and then we can devise a plan. If they don't already know what's going on at that point.
Yeah, you need some people for a couple of these. I think.
You do. You need people to coordinate, and the other thing too, strap dead or dying bodies. You just assume that there's going to be dead or dying bodies out where you are.
Well, I think that you need to change the answer to who would you bring with you to everyone that you know to have the
alien bait.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure.
All right, you've got a sinus infection. Come with me. Here, hold this rope and stand next to this tree. I'll only be a minute.
Good idea. I like that. All right.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry. Were you on the inside of the rope? Bye. Never liked you anyway.
I took this quiz all the way through, and I kind of half-assed it. Like I put some weird answers, and I got 36%, and then a little message pops up says you tried. So apparently, I tried and I died.
That's what it sounds like. They patted you on the head. Well, you know, you gave it a good effort, but
Brad,
it
did
just
you
didn't
take this?
happen.
Did you take the test all the way through? Or are you?
I'm almost done.
Okay.
I feel like I need to take this as well.
I am on pins and needles waiting for your answer. In the meantime, hey, let's play a drop from the Alien Invasion soundboard, like this brand new one, courtesy of Vanessa.
Huh?
There we go. So, Dave, you said you got a 36?
Yes.
Guess what I got?
You got 49.
I'm going to guess 65.
84.
Oh,
Oh,
my
nice.
God. See, you were smart. See, I was just messing around. I was not serious about it. If I took the test seriously, I'd probably get a high score like you did.
So, yeah, if you are looking to have some fun and see if you can actually survive an alien invasion, you can go to nerdtests.com and do a search for it, or we're going to have a link posted in show notes, and you can click it and give it a whirl from there.
What was your answer? What would they tell you after your number?
What does it mean? You would survive for a long time, but not if the invasion were to go on forever. You would make it for years, but eventually you would die out.
Wow, that's not very optimistic.
Aw.
Did you take it, Anessa? Are you taking it?
I'm like halfway through.
Okay, all right.
We'll come
while
back
you
to
do
it.
that, yeah, we'll swing
Okay.
back around, as they say. And more of the Alien Invasion podcast is next. But first, we would like to thank our sponsor of this fine show, Audible.com. And for you, our listeners, they got something for you to listen to for free. They're offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day, that's 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their fine service. And keeping with the theme of this show, may we suggest this book? It's called Sideshow, Tales of the Galactic Midway, Book 1 by Mike Resnick. I believe he's the brother of the Goo Goo Dolls frontman, right?
I thought that name was
Johnny
familiar.
Who?
Johnny Resnick.
Oh.
There you go.
Is it Johnny? Johnny
I think
Resnick?
so, yeah.
Anyways, this book is about a traveling carnival owner who swindles the owner of a freak show into an unlikely business partnership when this guy discovers that the freaks are actually a group of undercover alien tourists. He keeps the secret from the outside world and looks for an opportunity to expand his carny tour out to the stars. So he's looking for he's a businessman. He's trying to make some money. Found these aliens. They were lost alien tourists, and said, "Hey, do you want to come along with me? We'll make some money." And that's basically what this book's about. And you can read it in quotes for free just by going to audibletrial.com/galacticnetcasts. Again, that's audibletrial.com/galacticnetcasts. And we thank Audible for their support of the Alien Invasion. So, Anessa, what's your score? What'd you get?
I got a 71, so I would survive, just not nearly as long as Brad.
Well, you both did better than I did.
So.
I'd be dead right away.
But you tried, and that's what matters.
Yes.
And now it's time for Creature Feature.
And the creature feature is our spotlight of a certain kind of alien from either, science fiction, science fact, or, the kind of aliens that people claim to be abducted by, like those Nordics or the tall whites. And this time around, we're going to do an alien from the world of sci-fi, and in particular, the world of Stargate. And there's a reason for that, which it'll be revealed at the end of this podcast. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. All right. So, today's creature feature is the ancients from the world of Stargate. Did either of you guys ever watch Stargate?
I watched some of it.
I watched the movie.
Yeah, see, these guys were not in the movie, I don't think. The ancients are basically, well, maybe they were, because this is from Stargate, the TV series, and in the series, the ancients are the ones that set up the Stargates. And I don't remember in the movie if they ever touched on that, the actual people that set the Stargates up around the galaxy. Brad, you know the answer?
Gosh, it's been a while. I know that when Daniel is in the cave translating everything, he does mention that the network was set up, at least between the world that they travel to and Earth.
Daniel, you mean Robert California?
Who? Are you mixing movies on me?
No, no. Robert California was a character on The Office, played by the guy that played Daniel from the movie. What's his face?
James Spader. Yes.
James Spader, who's now on the blacklist.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to be funny. I was trying to be clever.
Okay.
And it failed.
I never watched The Office, so I have no idea.
Um,
This is how I feel about my trying to be clever.
that's all right. That's kind of all I remember. Daniel in the cave going through stuff and discovering that a network had been set up. But that's just
Okay.
it's been a while since I've seen it.
Well, in the TV show, they expanded on that, and they made it that these ancients were the ones that set up the Stargates millions of years ago. They were a race of humans that were around way before we were. And when the ancients came to the Milky Way, they were known as the Altera. The group known as the Others are the ascended beings of the ancients, because the ancients eventually reached a point where they could ascend beyond their physical bodies. So those ancients who did not ascend to the Others died of a plague that swept through the galaxy a very long time ago. There was a group of ancients.
Hello?
Oh, Dave's connection must have conked out.
I guess so.
And now we will do a song and dance for you. La 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 la, time filling until Dave gets back. And here's Christmas stocking.
Hey, that's my stocking.
Yes, it is.
Here's an iPad.
Yay!
Water bottle.
Woohoo!
Ones whose language evolved into Latin, and Dr. Daniel Jackson identified them as those who were the builders of the roads spoken of in ancient writings.
There we go. Bam.
Yep. So, ancients, that's our creature feature this week on the Alien Invasion podcast. And you guys should really, if you ever get a chance to, I know it's not really readily available right now. Stargate was, all the Stargates for a long time were on Netflix, but they were pulled, unfortunately. But if you ever get a chance to, if they're on, I know, Anessa, you've got Amazon Prime, right?
Yep.
Should see if it's on there. Check it out.
I'm gonna check, actually.
Check it out. I like Stargate a lot, especially Richard Dean Anderson playing Colonel, what's his face? Colonel something. Brad? Is it Jeff Bridges played him in the movie? Or one of the Bridges?
No, it was Kurt Russell that played him in the movie.
Kurt Russell. Okay, all right.
Oh, it is available on Prime. You've got Stargate SG-1, you've got Atlantis, and Continuum.
Cool.
Jack O'Neill.
Yeah, Jack O'Neill. He's Richard Dean Anderson was brilliant on that show. That was the best part of Stargate SG-1 was the humor and the banter and the chemistry between all those guys. That's why I like.
And Universe.
Yeah.
And Atlantis.
So it sounds like they got them all. So better get busy, Anessa.
So many shows to watch.
I know. It's a conundrum. It is a conundrum. All right. Hey, that is your creature feature. And before we do our picks, let's thank our second sponsor, which is Stitcher Smart Radio. You know that you can listen to all of our shows on Stitcher. It's probably the easiest way to listen to the Galactic Netcast shows. It's on via Stitcher Smart Radio. It's an app that you put on your phone, and pretty much any operating system, whether it's the BlackBerry OS, if it's iOS, if it's Android, if you like to listen to stuff in your browser, they got browser extensions for pretty much all the major browsers. Any connected device you can probably get Stitcher on. And one of the great things about Stitcher is you don't need to take up space, your valuable space on your device, because all of it streams. But if you're worried about caps on your data per month, you can download them as well. Just find a find a Wi-Fi hotspot someplace and download them. Let me tell you, I've gotten really good at finding Wi-Fi hotspots in my last month or so, and they're all over the place. So
They
yeah,
really are.
yeah, they are. It's. You could probably get away with not having a data plan if you really needed to. I mean, there's enough Wi-Fi's out there, Wi-Fi hotspots that you could you're not at your home, then you're someplace else with Wi-Fi, basically.
Yep.
So, let me digress back to the sponsor read. Stitcher has, if you want to try it out, go to stitcher.com/galacticnetcasts. But you're not done there. Enter the promo code GalacticNetcasts. That shows Stitcher that we are sending people their way. Again, stitcher.com/galacticnetcasts, and enter the promo code GalacticNetcasts. And we thank Stitcher for their support of this alien invasion podcast. Why haven't we ever made a sound for picks, like an intro thing for picks?
That's a good question,
Yeah.
almighty ruler of the show.
Yeah, I would be, wouldn't it? I'd be the one to do that.
Maybe.
I ask myself, why haven't I done that? I don't know.
Maybe you never thought of it before.
Yeah, that's
Never
possible.
gave it much thought.
All right, I believe Brad has one of the oldest picks that we've ever done on this show.
Actually, Anessa does.
That would be me.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I have.
Like, Brad's pick is fairly recent and really weird.
Yeah, actually, conversely, mine is probably the newest because this has just been released in the United States. It is a anime called Space Dandy. It is on the Cartoon Network, and it is an anime cartoon. And I'm gonna look at IMDb's got like a brief rundown here. The cosmic and comic adventures of Space Dandy, a handsome space explorer tasked to tour the universe and discover new alien beings. So there's this guy. The whole thing, Space Dandy, is, from what I can tell, and I've only seen 2 episodes. It's on Hulu currently, and it's on, I think I just said it's on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek look at anime space-based programs before, like what is it, Go-Go 13 and Robotech and oh my God, one of my favorite shows of that genre.
You had me at Robotech, Brad.
Yeah, oh God, and Nessa, we just talked about it.
Are you talking about like Cowboy Bebop?
Cowboy Bebop. Even the ship on the show looks like an amalgam of different, like, hero-based ships or ships that were used in other space-based anime. The whole concept of this thing is this guy, Space Dandy. He is a bounty hunter of sorts, and what his job is, essentially, is he goes out into the universe and he finds different aliens and he brings them back to this organization that catalogs these aliens. And they get returned back to their place of origin, but it's just kind of a way to better understand all the different beings that are in the universe, and at least that so far at this point that seems to be the ultimate goal. It turns out Space Dandy has a villain, a major villain after him. We don't know why, but there is that. One of the villain's ships is an amalgam of crazy stuff, and like the Statue of Liberty's head is a part of this ship. It's very surreal. And let's see. one of the interesting things about this is part of the trivia that's on IMDb, and I kind of noticed it, but I didn't realize the full extent of it. Every alien shown in the series is conceptualized by a different artist. As Shinichiro Watanabe intended to showcase the diversity and variety of alien species in the show. So all the different aliens that you see are drawn by different anime artists that have, probably worked in different video shows, video-based shows, not manga per se, but and to give that different look to all the aliens, so it's not in the same artist style. So that's kind of cool.
This sounds very interesting. This sounds like a very unique show.
The interesting thing about this show, and there was a anime that a friend shared with me, and I cannot shoot, and I cannot find the name of the show. I only remember part of it. But it was a anime show that was kind of a tongue-in-cheek look at the different adventure genres. It was something XL. Can't remember the name of it now. But anyways, so Space Dandy is, like I said, it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek look at all these different anime styles, or I'm sorry, different shows, cramming them all together, and it's just a very weird thing that it might help if you're high, if you're watching it, or drunk.
Yeah,
because it's like getting anime and somebody's hitting you in the head with a hammer, because it's very, very surreal at points.
So this would be good for back in the day, liquid television on MTV.
Liquid TV, definitely. Yeah, right after
Aeon Flux.
Aeon Flux, or what was it, The Head?
Yeah, The Head. That was really weird too.
Yeah.
Oh, liquid TV.
So, yeah, you might want to check. The first episode is very interesting in that the characters seem to die. The second episode, they're fine. The second episode, to me, was a little bit better than the first. There's definitely some more character building, and there was more interesting stuff going on. The first one just seemed to be over the top for the sake of being over the top.
How many episodes have there been?
Right now on Hulu, Hulu says two are available. IMDb says that there are 5.
Oh, so it's a fairly new show.
Yes, it is very new. Just came out the beginning of this year.
All right.
Fabulous. The version on Hulu, excuse me, is Japanese. It's in Japanese, and it's not like an American overdub like you get on some of the anime. If you're watching it on Hulu, and I have not watched it on Cartoon Network on Adult Swim, so I don't know if they have an American overdub that they have to offer, but
they do.
They do. Okay.
But I've heard it's crap. As far as like the actual dialogue goes, because some words don't translate well into English, and there's substitutes and adjustments. I've heard some people complain about it.
All right.
So there you go. You can watch it on Hulu in Japanese, but it's got the captioning underneath it with an English translation. So
might want to do some acid before then.
Yeah, it might help.
All good tips. All very good tips.
And the other thing too is it's mature.
Yes, it's for mature audiences.
The place.
There's a Hooters type restaurant, and it's boobs.
It's called Boobies is the name of the place.
And it's funny because it's kind of like the place looks like a hamburger, but the buns are boobs because they've got lights at the top and the bottom of each one blinking, but
Which
they're
are
shaped like boobs,
Yeah.
and they're flesh
Represents
colored.
they represent nipples on the
So.
top and bottom,
Yeah.
and then the ship's arc in between stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Good job, Brad. Thank you very much. Awesome pick. Let's move on to Anessa. What do you got?
I have A Trip to the Moon, which
Go.
was released in 1902. It is a silent film. You can watch it on YouTube. I didn't watch the versions that are on YouTube, but it's directed and produced and written by George Méliès. He's French, so I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that.
It's all French. The movie is all French. It was made in France.
Yeah, it's made in France, and I believe one of my coworkers mentioned something about like the guy who produced this film kind of got screwed over by Edison, I believe, because of copyright. Like Edison took the copyright of this film and made all the money off of it.
Yeah, Edison had his hands in everything back then. Like
He did.
That guy was a son of a bitch.
and so this guy who wrote and produced and directed and made this thing happen didn't really get anything for it. He got screwed out of it. So, but anyway, so A Trip to the Moon is a silent film that was produced in 1902. I watched it on Amazon Prime. They have two versions of it on Amazon Prime. There is one that is in color, and there is one that is in black and white. And the original color film, basically what they did was they painted frame by frame each color. And when they found this film, or what remained of the film that was in color, a lot of it ended up being had decayed over time, and there were frames that were missing. And so what they did to restore it was they copied all of the frames that were available still in color, and then the ones from the black and white.
There he is.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry.
Hi. Shall I start over?
Yeah, hang on. I'm getting some weird noise here.
Yeah, I'm getting a weird staticky thing going on now.
Yeah. Hang on. Hang on. I don't know what to do.
Uninstall Ubuntu.
You're not doing that, mister.
I blame Linux.
Probably what's happening here. Hang on. Try that. Let me try this. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. I'm going to go back to that. Analog stereo. Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
All right, I think we fixed it. Hang on. And I got to restart the record here. I think I have to get another file going. So let me... God, I hate this.
Is Dave frozen?
I guess so.
It's like all of a sudden I didn't hear anything, and then it was like he was still in the same position. Oh, there you are. You're moving again.
There he is.
Stupid. I got to figure something out. That's not what I wanted. Hang on. That's what I wanted. All right. Here we go. What is going on here? Oh. There we go. All right. All right. So we were talking about...
Should I just start from the beginning?
Hang on. Shoot. All right. Hang on. No. What do I do? Oh. Okay. All right. All right. Testing. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Tree.
Two, 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 two. All right.
Pew 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 pew.
I just didn't see it. I didn't see the wave.
That's what she said.
All right. Okay, we're recording. So, are we still alive or not? Yeah, we're still alive. So, yeah, the YouTube people are going to get the weirdness of that. All right. So, yeah, let's just start. I don't know where we left off.
Well, I had already talked about the aesthetics of the film, one versus the other, how it's restored. So, shall we?
Can you start? I didn't catch any of that. Can you do that? Can you do that again?
Did we finish the
We were just
Edison thing?
Where we left off was we were talking about how Edison had his hands in everything and he was kind of a jerk.
Right. Did we finish that part of the conversation?
No.
So should we just start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's just start from the beginning, I guess.
Because, I mean, we can try to resume the conversation, but it might seem a bit chopped up.
Okay, why don't you start where you said he didn't have the rights or he got kind of screwed out of the deal, that kind of thing.
So, yeah, I have to think now.
We were talking about the dude, the guy, whatever.
We're talking about the dude. So George, or Georges, basically got screwed on the deal with Edison because he didn't have any of the rights to this film, and so it got bought by Edison and filmed across the U.S., and Edison made a bunch of money off of it, and Edison was like, you can totally sue me, and the guy was like, I don't really have the money to sue you. So he got screwed over by Edison. So anyway, the film itself, of course, like I said, is in French. It's a French silent film, and it was created in 1902, and it was inspired by various sources and whatnot. I believe some of it being works by Jules Verne, So, yeah. There are two versions that I saw. Well, I started to watch one of the versions and then I just couldn't take it, so I watched the other one on Amazon Prime. It is available to watch on YouTube for free. And there's a black and white version, and they made a colored version back in 1902. And basically what they did was they painted things frame by frame so it would be in color. Because they didn't have color film back in the day. They actually had to paint things.
I didn't know that they actually attempted color films before, like 1930, whatever.
Well, the versions of silent films that I had seen that had, quote, color was basically using a red filter or cyan filter. So you'd have a scene that would be in red, and then they would change to another scene, and it would be in kind of a bluish hue. But that was the only color that I had ever seen in silent films, is where they tried to just do the entire scene in like various shades. That's the only color that I had seen, but apparently they had tried to actually do a color version. I don't remember if it was exactly in 1902 when this one was released or if it was later on down the road, but they like physically colored in the frames. And they actually lost this, and I think it was rediscovered in the 90s. Like, they actually found the remains of the colored version of this film, but a lot of it had decayed over time. It was degraded film, and so what they did was they basically tried to restore the film by scanning the frames and digitizing it, and the frames that were lost, they basically used the black and white frames that they had and basically colored those in to match the frames before and after. And so there's a color version of this one, and I started watching it, and the only reason why I stopped watching it was because of the music. It was very modern music, and with silent films, I enjoy seeing them with more of the piano feel to them.
Yep.
And it just didn't quite sit right with me, so after a couple of minutes I turned it off and I went and I started watching the black and white version. So anyway, other people might actually enjoy the color version better. I don't know. The story itself is basically about, it starts off with the meeting of this astronomy club, and their president is Professor Barbenfally. I don't know about the pronunciation, I don't remember, but it basically translates into English as messy beard. And at this meeting, yeah, messy beard.
Pirate.
He's got like this great big bushy beard.
A great big bushy beard.
And so it's this meeting of professors and wizards, or maybe the professors are dressed up as wizards. They're wearing like these robes and wizard hats. It's really weird. And he's basically telling this group of astronomers that, hey, I'm going to build this contraption that's going to take us to the moon and we can go explore. And people were like, you're crazy! But then 5 astronomers were like, okay, cool, like, we're going to join you. So there were Nostradamus, like, the names of the astronomers that joined was like Nostradamus, Alcophribus, Omega, Micro-Omegas, and Garamus. Really weird names. And they all agree to the plan. And the next scene is them basically showing this capsule being created, which looks like a bullet. And the bullet goes into a cannon and shoots them to the moon. And the moon, if anyone's ever watched The Mighty Boosh at all, maybe? No? Okay. So in The Mighty Boosh, there's the moon, and it's basically, it looks like this guy's face covered in whipped cream, and that's basically the look that they had back then for the moon. It was like a guy's face that appeared, and I think Dave just disappeared.
No, I'm here. I just
Okay.
I turned my camera off.
Okay. So basically, they had like this guy's face, and the landing of the rocket was like straight in the eye, because you know you have the man on the moon, so the rocket landed in his eyeball. It's like bullseye. And so the astronomers basically explore the moon, and they encounter these creatures that live on the moon that are called selenites, and the selenites are primitive and go after the astronomers, and the astronomers have to escape and they come back to Earth. But all in all, it's about 16 minutes long. It is entertaining, and I really liked the way that it was done. It's like a really well-made stage production caught on film. Just the way that they transition from one scene to another. I think he did a really good job of that, like the flow of things. But yeah, I give it a recommendation. People should give it a view if you don't mind silent films. If you watch it on Amazon Prime, they do have voiceovers, so you're not like reading any subtitles or the black screen appears. It's just straight through. So the YouTube versions, I'm not entirely sure if they have the black dialogue boxes that appear between frames and events. So
Okay. You know,
yeah.
I think the color version that you were talking about that was remade, I believe that was like the original film, but then they kind of shortened it, or they did some other weird things with it, I believe. I could be mistaken.
I don't know if they did anything weird. The only thing that I noticed is that they colored it. They tried to restore it, and so there were frames that they had to actually manually go in and color. Although I'm sure by that point they actually like colored them in Photoshop or whatever program that they used. But yeah, the main thing that I noticed was the music, and just for silent films, it wasn't the style of music that I would have liked, and so that's why I didn't actually watch the color version. Not like I watch a lot of silent films, but when I do, I like them to be your stereotypical piano or orchestra or something playing in the background.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. I'm with you. All right. Okay, let's move on. We got one more pick, and that's mine. And you may scratch your head on this one because I'm doing something very un-Dave-like, and I am
So I
picking
see.
a game. I'm picking a game.
What?
It's a board/card game. And Brad, you may have heard of this one. It's called Death Angel. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay. Well, I went to a game night at my nephew's house on Sunday, and we played 3 games. We played Cards Against Humanity, which was fun, a lot of fun. We played this, and then we played Munchkin. And I was like, we were playing this one, and they told me, oh yeah, you're escaping from aliens, or you're trying not to be killed by aliens. I'm like, that's my pick for this week on Alien Invasion. So here it is. It's a cooperative game where the players attempt to clean out an infestation of hostile aliens from a derelict spaceship set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. I guess that's another game.
Yeah,
Warhammer 40K.
40K.
Okay, all right. Players take on the roles of space marines pitted against hordes of gene stealers.
I need my pants.
I'm sorry? Oh, Gene Stealers. Nice.
Jeans. Although I think Dave froze.
Yeah, I think he did too. Alright, we'll hang for a little bit here.
You guys there?
Hi!
Yes.
Okay, all right, sorry. Yeah, it's just a cooperative game, and I highly recommend it. I think you would think it's loads of fun. And we'll have the link on the picks page, on the store, actually, at galacticnetcasts.com. So those are our picks.
Question for you,
All right.
Dave.
Yes.
How long is the gameplay on average for this game?
It took us a long time. I wasn't really keeping track, but it's
Like a few hours?
yeah, it's a couple hours long. Yeah, it depends on how fast you get killed. we were lucky, and we didn't get killed, or our guys didn't get killed until the very end. So I think it lasted longer for us, actually.
Okie doke.
You have to really keep track of the rules because it's very complicated and convoluted. So.
Good to know.
All right. Before we get out of here, got a little feedback from an email that we got, and this guy said, "Just wanted to say, thank you guys for the amazing podcasts. I just started listening a few months ago. I'll be right back."